Intro.
Project VBL.
What are we doing today?
Today we are going to be having a crash course on the fundamentals and rules and guidelines to adhere to when taking on the VBL lifestyle.
What is VBL?
VBL stands for Vibe-Based Lifting, an intuitive approach to lifting weights. A lot of times people first join the gym and they expect to be on a full program, full 180 on nutrition and weightlifting. You have to do a whole bunch of exercises in this exact order for these many days. And what we aim to do is take away that rigidity and replace it with something that is more intuitive, more fun, to keep you lifting for much longer. And not just lifting, but exploring activities in everyday life, hiking, biking, all the ings, translating all those movements to everyday life in an enjoyable way. I hope that made sense. You'll find ample resources when it comes to looking for rigidity and structure in a training program. And our aim is to kind of keep it fun so you stay consistent and keep showing up for life.
I think basically it's like creating it so it's not like a task to go to the gym. It's a privilege. You look forward to it. It's not like, oh, I have to go do this hard thing today. It's like, I get to go to the gym. I get to go make progress on myself.
And the movement is the reward. The satisfaction you find in just coming up with wackadoodle workouts, which we'll eventually get to. But first, today is just about establishing guidelines and how to dip your toes into this new kind of world. If you're brand new to lifting or you've been considering it and just wanted to make like a different change in your life, I hope that this helps you ease into it and makes it more of a sustainable change for you.
Because one thing I've noticed is like when somebody goes full into something and goes as hard as they can, they're more likely to fall out. Versus if you make small lifestyle changes throughout your day, maybe you usually drive down to the store. Well, today you can walk. And making those small adjustments in your life will have a better success rate of building a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Can you define vibe-based lifting?
So, vibe-based lifting is just that. Lifting based off of the vibe. How you feel, what's sore, what you're comfortable with, and maybe pushing a little bit into uncomfortable. It's a very intuitive approach, right? I'm sure you've heard of intuitive eating. There's also feeling your body out a little bit more and intuitive lifting. It requires a little bit of structure and rules and guidelines to adhere to before you kind of venture off into that. And that's what today's video is going to be about. Laying out the foundation, the structure that you want to at least abide by at the beginning so that you can continue lifting longer, it's more sustainable, and you have a lot of fun along the way. Ultimately, I hope that this can inspire people that are brand new or hesitant to join the gym and start lifting or exercising in general. I hope that this can inspire someone to go in there and have a baseline understanding of what to do when you first get there.
What are the guidelines and rules you were talking about when it comes to fitness?
So that structure that you want when you are just starting off, right? You don't know what you're doing, but you're just starting off with something, and maybe you have access to like a very basic program that you found online, which nothing wrong with it. But here we go. Number 1, know your movement patterns. A knee dominant movement, so like something like a squat or a lunge. Hip dominant, which is your hinging motions. You can find them in deadlifts or what are those called? Hip thrusts. Core, which takes care of bending back and forth, rotating, keeping you upright. Moving up, you have horizontal push, horizontal pull towards you. And then again, you have that same thing vertically, where you vertically push and you vertically pull towards you. And then you have other movements in there like your gait, how you walk, carries with weight, right? Like you're carrying in the groceries. What you need to do is make sure that you move fluidly and comfortably throughout those different movement patterns. Number 2, around 10 to 20 sets per muscle group per week to start seeing some sort of changes, adaptations. Let's start with 12. You're a complete newbie trying to get into the gym, 12 sets per muscle group per week. That is very doable. You can break it up into 3 full body days weekly. What that looks like, let me give an example. If you are trying to grow your back, it's gonna suck if you decide to go to the gym and do 12 really hardcore back exercises in one gym session. You're gonna be feeling pretty bad. Wait, hold on. 12 is a lot for a brand new person to go in and try to hit in just one session. So if you're just starting off, you can break down your gym sessions into, let's say 3. If you're going in 3 times or less, 3 full body days where you hit every major muscle group. So you have like your back, your chest, you know, squats, deadlifts. If you're just starting out, break it up a little bit. So let's say you're going 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You are trying to, I don't know, grow your back, right? You want a more defined, plump, muscular type of back. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In those sessions, you do 4 sets of some sort of back exercises. That way you break it up, you allow yourself time to recover. It's much less taxing on your system than trying to knock out 12 or more sets would be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go to the gym 4 or more times, then you can start playing around with splits. You can go upper, lower, push, pull, whatever have you. But we're talking about fresh newbies here. Start with 3, start with full body. Make sure that you are hitting all the muscle groups, 3 or 4 sets per muscle group, per workout, for a total of 10 to 12, maybe 15 sets per week. And I know it's a lot of math. Hopefully I'll have a table or diagram up here somewhere so that we can kind of get more of a picture of what this looks like. So, number 3, progressive overload is going to be your best friend when it comes to making a change in your strength, in your musculature, in your body. It is very, very important that you keep increasing the difficulty of your lifts in some sort of way. Once you feel that you are very comfortable at a certain weight for a certain exercise, up the difficulty a little bit more. So let's take your good old bicep curl, and you're hitting that bicep curl like dumbbell, 10 pounds, and you're able to do it for 10. That 10 pound, 10 rep dumbbell bicep curl has been getting very comfortable for you. Don't be afraid to up either the rep range. So now you're at 12 or 15. And once you get to 15, you can take a heavier weight. Let's say instead of a 10 pound, it's 15 pounds. And all of a sudden now you're back to fatiguing around maybe like an 8 or a 10 rep range. As soon as you're able to lift it comfortably for more than 12, you can go ahead and up the weight just a smidge. Some gyms have dumbbells that are more in between, not just 5-pound increments, but like 10, 12.5, then 15, 17.5, and so on and so forth. Slowly go up in increments. Number 4. This is probably the most vibe-based out of the rules, but it is ensuring that you get adequate nutrition and adequate rest between your workout sessions. I will always be a big fan of Monday, Wednesday, Friday with days in between to rest up and rejuvenate. And you know, you might experience delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, in between sessions, especially if you're brand new to this. And some days it may feel like you have been hit by a truck the moment you wake up. It can be very unpleasant, but you can help reduce the intensity by making sure that you are eating an adequate amount of protein, of carbs, of fats. There are a ton of macronutrient calculators out there that are very easy to just plug your numbers in and go. And on the restful side, I would highly recommend tracking your sleep in some sort of way. There are so many different sleep and health habit tracking wearables out these days, and I'm sure you'll find something that fits you and your needs. I personally use Garmin. A lot of people love their Apple Watch. You also have Whoop, very unobtrusive. It's just kind of like a band that sits on your wrist and does not really show you things throughout the day until you dive into it with the app. Either way, it is very important to make sure nutrition and sleep are as best as you can make them. Number 5, consistency matters so much. And I know that sounds very cliche, like, oh, be consistent, whatever. But what you do want is we're talking like months, years. It's okay to have off days, off weeks. But what matters more is that on average, you are making it to the gym, being a bit more mindful in your day-to-day life of what you are putting into your body. And I mean, I'm very much a walk the middle line kind of person. Go straight down the middle, everything in moderation. Have hot chips, have beer, have cake, but also eat a broccoli, eat a chicken. And meal prep is also another one of those things that people tend to 180 on and then fall back. Make it as convenient for yourself as possible. You don't have to cook every single little thing. Like, my preference is to get meats that are pre-made, like rotisserie chicken, and kind of doctor it to my taste. Minimal effort, oatmeal, Greek yogurt, bananas, just being as well-rounded as you can to ensure that somehow, some way, your body is getting the vitamins that it needs.
So the way you can look at lifting is kind of similar to cooking. I used to be a professional cook, and when I first started out, we were taught all the mother sauces like bechamel, velouté, tomato sauce, etc. And once you learn those, you can take each one of those, transform it into something else. Like, say, tomato sauce, right? There you get marinara. You can do a sweet marinara, you can do a spicy marinara, you can do even a more kind of bitter marinara. But you knew the fundamental. It was up to you to change it from there. The same thing goes with lifting, right? You learn the bench press. You can do barbell bench press, dumbbell bench press, offset barbell bench press. You can change it any way you want. Since you know the basic, you have that freedom to do so. That's what our video is kind of about today. Learn the basic, and it's up to you from there. You can do anything. For squat, for example, you can do a barbell squat, lateral squat, goblet squat. You can do a pistol squat, anything. But you know the basic movements of a squat and how it works. You can customize your workout completely. I know my gym gets very packed at times, and maybe all the barbell squats are taken. I can take what I know from doing an actual squat to customize it to fit what I need. Like goblet squat, it's hard to always be taken. You just need a dumbbell and you can perform that squat.
That's actually one thing that eventually we would love to get into. What to do when the gym is super crowded. Everyone's rushing towards barbells and dumbbells, mostly machines, but it's kind of what to do with the equipment that nobody knows how to use. So many options out there that are not limited to standard traditional weightlifting items that you can use to create your own whatever kind of workout that you're looking for, just with maybe a little bit more unorthodox tools.
Alright guys, I think we ranted enough for today. We'll probably be posting another video next week. Thank you guys for watching.